All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WL Radio Show. As normal, I'm your host, Richie King, Redneck Pent, the bad man of comedy. And right here, my good buddy, as always, the commander, Mr. Alan Reed.
Hello, everybody.
Denise
Glad you're
Maddox.
with us.
Denise Maddox, first one.
Yes, there she is.
She laid it down. She beat Dean. Got a timestamp right there. We got.
Look at that.
Thank you for joining in, guys. We got a special show tonight. Might have two guests for sure. We have one guest in the house in the house tonight. So without any further introduction, let me bring this man on. He is the reigning, defending, two-time last comic standing. A man who needs no introduction in the civilized world. All the men want to be him. All the women want to be with him. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for our friend, Mr. David Scott.
Yay! Oh, that's me.
Oh,
Gravy.
there he is.
My hat on here.
Hello, David.
Hello. It's good to be back. Thank you for having me on the show, Richie. I always appreciate it. I don't care what everybody says. I'm glad to be here.
yeah. You know, we got like such a big line out the door.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Take a number.
Yeah. I see a Facebook user says, hello, brother Richie. Sometimes on that Facebook user code up here, guys, you got to allow StreamYard to use your video name. So if I ask you, just click yes. We've been having a problem with that. So anyway, I apologize. So if your name doesn't come up with your name on it, there's nothing we can do on our end. Anyway, David, you're in the house, brother. Appreciate you being here.
Of course.
We got a few things happening tonight. One is I get a rant real quick before we get to the news here. If I pay someone to do a job and they don't do the job, should I have a God-given right to kick their ass? Should I have a God-given right to go in there and just grab them by the collar, headbutt them about 3 times? The answer is no, because you go to jail for that behavior. However, you should be allowed some frustrational moment let out. You know what I'm saying? I took my 4-wheeler in to get it worked on. Glad I finally got home. I was there 6 weeks. Rode 2 miles. The same problem happened again. Now, we all know that I deal with anger management different than a normal guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do not like the way this is headed.
My wife hands me a beer. My wife don't hand me beer. Okay? Here. Matter of fact, she went, here.
Here you go.
Now. I'm thinking, that threw me off. Like, oh, yeah. And this happened on Friday. Or excuse me, happened on Saturday. I had to wait till Sunday they were closed. Monday they were closed. They were there. As soon as the sun up, the crows stopped crowing. I had my breakfast ate. I drove my ass over there.
Yeah. Had
a discussion with the guy. He said, look, you're 6 foot. You're this big. Whatever you need. We will fix it. Just stay calm. You're still young enough. I still remember it. I was like, hey, listen, all I want is just to ride my 4-wheeler. Is that too much to ask? He goes, no, sir, it's not. He calls me back later on. He goes, well, I found out the initial problem. We overlooked it. We should have fixed it. We're sorry. But you need another $435 for the parts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I had to relax a little bit. Meditate. Goose
2
frog.
beers.
No, I ate the moonshine bottle on that one.
Moonshine bottle on that one.
So sometimes things just get overlooked. We have to be calm and patient with them. Let them do their job. I'm going to have to go get a paper route to supplement my income.
You know? Start selling your organs.
Yeah. You know, if I was
sell a kidney.
Yeah. if I was a good looking man like I was in the Marine Corps, I'd do some posing. But nobody wants to. From here up,
You got 2 kidneys.
I'm okay.
You don't need both of them all the time.
Yes, you're selfish. You don't need both of them running. Just one.
That's right.
I need to ask my neighbor down on the corner from me what he's doing to calm himself down, because he took his pickup truck. I found out from his wife today. She stopped to say hi, and I was out there and we were talking about some veteran business.
Uh-huh.
And I said, I haven't seen your truck in your driveway in a long time. You didn't sell it, did you? I like that old yellow Chevy truck. And she said, oh no, it's at the mechanic shop. I said, well, what was wrong with it? And she said, just some mechanical things with the motor. They're working on it. I said, well, how long's he had it? And she said, 4 years.
Your next question.
My next question was, Why is it still there? Just come on.
Your
I was-
next
I was
question.
about to tell your husband, come on, we got to have a talk.
Yeah. Your next question should be, what mechanic?
Well,
Why?
mechanic,
'Cause
yeah.
that's one I'm not going to.
I'm not going to recommend him.
Oh, there you go. $200 sperm bank donation. Just saying.
There you go. There you go.
Just saying.
That's what you get when you take your car to the friend of a friend of a friend that knew a friend that was over by another friend that knows how to supposedly
cars.
work on them. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
back in my day, we called that your REO Speedway mechanic.
Yeah. Mhm.
Heard it from a friend. Who-
yeah. There you go.
So if this is what this show is going to turn out, you guys hold on because it's going to be a fun show tonight. Now we got a little bit of news from our commander here.
Yes. Okay. Listen, you all need to come out here on Memorial Day, May 30th, at the Veterans Memorial here in Cameron at 10 a.m. The festivities start. My man sitting next to me is going to be our guest speaker this year. And so come out, support him, support Memorial Day out there to Veterans Memorials. We pay tribute to the veterans who paid the ultimate sacrifice. That's what Memorial Day is all about. It's veterans, us veterans. We have Veterans Day in November. Memorial Day is for our fallen brothers and sisters. And so come out as we pay respect to those veterans that paid the ultimate price. So that is on Monday, Memorial Day at 10 a.m. here in Cameron. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, if anybody is able to come to the American Legion Post 33 here in Cameron over at 911 Ashland Drive, we are hosting the venue for a veteran who is going to receive his Quilt of Valor.
Wow.
From that organization. I got mine a year ago. This veteran is receiving his tomorrow. And when they called me a couple weeks ago and wanted to know if they could use the American Legion building for a venue, I said, absolutely. And so
Wow.
we're going to help the organization in St. Joseph that is going to be presenting the quilt to this veteran from Lathrop. It's going to be a great honor. Great honor. And on June 25th, I believe that's on a Saturday. If I got the day right, it might be the 24th. I'll double check, give it to you next week if I'm wrong. Patriot Riders are coming through Cameron. They're going to stop off to Legion Hall. We're going to feed them a lunch while they're there. Don't know how many are coming through. It could be a good number of Patriot Riders riding through, but the 3rd District commander that is sponsoring that, talk to him on the phone, and we'll be coming through Cameron.
Oh.
So show up, support these Patriot Riders. They do a great cause. Don't know where they're going. They're going to use us for a layover to get a bite to lunch and get a rest off their bikes before they get back on and head on down the highway. So that's the info that I've got for you with some veteran activities that are going on. And of course, we're going to have the annual Veterans Cars Show on the 4th of July every year that we do. So be sure and come out and check out all the neat rides that are out there of this celebration on the 4th, because it is really cool. There's some neat stuff out there. Okay, that's what I got for you. For what it's worth, department.
The 24th of June is 2022 is a Saturday.
It's Saturday. Okay, that's what it is. 24th of June. Thank you.
That's Kyle.
You.
He's a new listener to the show, and he's a good dude.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Catch Kyle on VRS Network. He's going to be joining on there. He's going to be doing some shows on there, and may join Sports Church on there. So anyway, I'm on Sports Church. Catch me on there on Sundays at 6 p.m. I give my expert NFL knowledge. That's the only thing I know anything about. It's easy to spell, NFL. He can't mess that up. And you got guys like Kyle and a guy named Chris Wall. Those guys, look, give us any information we forget to pass on.
Yep.
So they're good people. So join them on there. Right now, football is kind of dead. So I just try to find some interesting piece of tidbit news I can, because football sucks right now. But if you're a baseball fan, it's heating up. Basketball's in the playoffs. Hockey's in the playoffs. So if you're a sports person, there you go.
Yep.
All
something for everybody out there.
Yes, there is. Now we want to get into, or what is it?
What is it?
Now, here's the rules on it. What is it? You all know this. To win, you have to tell me what this is per the name, everything. You can't just say, well, it's a bird. I need to know what kind of bird, for example. All right. But you need to tell me what this is. You get 100 points. Excuse me, 100 entries into the mystery box. If you can tell me what this is. This has been done already. Dean Cerny has did it twice. My daughter, Ashley Bryant, has did it once. So it's been done 3 different times. It can be done. Excuse me. I was wrong. Dean did it 3 times. And my daughter did it once. So it's been done 4 times now on this show. You guess this. That's 100 entries in the mystery box. I gave away one item already. One item is a fold-up, nice Smith & Wesson pocket knife. Okay. Still in the box. It's a good little pocket knife. It'd be yours if you win this. We've been giving this away at Warrior Fest this year, wherever it's going to be, whatever venue I'm going to be at. We will announce it live on air, and if you're there, I'll hand it to you. If not, I will reach in my pocket and mail the whole box to you. I did it to last 3 winners. They liked it. They got some cool stuff in there. Usually have merch. My merch, some other comedians' merch. David Scott has donated to it. Matter of fact, Typhoon Panda and Will C donated to it last year. We had shirts, we got hats, mugs, whatever. You don't know what's going to be in this thing. It might be a couple old pair. The commander might throw a pair of shoes in there or something that he wore. Not really, but he could. You don't know. You don't know what's in there. So, that being said, there you are. I'll hit it again here later on. All right, today we're just going to talk about David Scott, random stuff, and kind of talk about what we talked about last week. I had some blowback, and it was positive on our topic last week about abortions. And I had a lot of women who agreed with my position. David, you're new to the conversation this week, so please give me your input on this. But I said last week, I'm of 2 minds about abortion. First of all, I don't think it's a man's decision. I think men ought to stay out of it. It's not our business. Unless there's one man who has any say, that's the father of the baby. Okay, that's it. Only one man. So I think men ought to stay out of it. But since you want my opinion, I'm of 2 minds about it. I'm against abortion. And take the church out of it, and then take the fact that somebody's mad at the church out of it. That's the one logic. I don't like abortion. That being said, I'm okay with it if it's for rape, incest, the mother is in danger, or the baby itself is in danger. That's it. I don't think it should be a way for a woman just to have abortions, 2, 3, 4, because she don't have the baby. I've heard a lot of women tell me they agreed with me on that. For once, I was like, the women agreed with me. It wasn't male chauvinist. I wasn't being a comedian. I was being a man, a citizen, with my comments. But I think the men ought to stay out of this deal. Now they can't because there's more men in the legislation than women, and they got to have the vote to do it. Okay. And there's a lot of women who don't need to vote on this issue because they're kind of. The only thing the comedy wise, I wish abortion we could do is I wish we could go back in time and find out what mother's going to have some of these kids and abort them. Okay, Ted Bundy's, your president. No, I'm just kidding. So there, Mr. Scott, sir.
I agree. The thing is, in countries where it's illegal, abortions still happen, except they're not safe. Ionescu, who is he? The leader of was it Czechoslovakia? He was hardcore. Doctors who performed abortions were put in prison. He was 100% against it. They still had abortions in the country, except because they were unsafe, women were dying. So the other thing is in Russia, abortions are a lot easier to get than birth control. So abortion was the go-to method of birth control, which is sad. So if you're going to outlaw abortions, you better make sure birth control and Plan B are readily available. Otherwise, women are going to get illegal abortions and get sick. Some of them die.
Yeah. But it's still, the other position, it's still their right. It's still their body. However, if you're going to use that my body thing, okay.
I was going to raise that point.
If you're going to say my body thing, what about the mask mandates?
Yeah, that's exactly
the
right.
Shots, get the shots.
Pick one. You can either pick my body, my rights, or my body, your rights.
Yeah. What about the baby's body? Yeah. That's the baby's body. Who's going to speak and be advocate for it?
Yeah, and that's a good question. You brought it up last week.
Who's going to be the advocate for the baby?
That's where the Constitution comes in.
There you go. There you go.
And it has to be. But That's what, those are my opinion. I'm of
Yeah.
two minds about it. I don't want it unless, the criteria. It had to meet the criteria.
That's a reasonable position.
And
Unfortunately, politicians aren't reasonable.
no, and men need to stay out of it. It's not.
Yeah,
This is one issue that a man has nothing. Now,
I agree 100%.
now, since I just want to brought it up because I thought people agreed with me. I shed a tear. They're all agreed with me. Oh, all right, I've made it.
Calm down.
Yeah, calm down.
Control
calm
yourself.
down.
Control yourself.
One of the greatest comebacks I've ever heard. Okay, I was watching the news and had this lady on there, and she was a liberal because she admitted it, and she was screaming at this guy, why women are better than men. Okay, and this educated guy, he was just sitting there, and he was being very calm. And she says, well, we're better than you in every way. And the guy says, okay, well, hold on a second. You were over a while ago screaming about science, trust science, right? He goes, well, let me get scientific with you. He said, we men are bigger. The majority, we're going to go majority. Majority of men are bigger and stronger. That's a scientific fact. Our muscles are different. Okay. Women can give birth. A man cannot give birth. Much as he wants to, thinks he cannot give birth. Okay. So that's 1-on-1. Right. He said, you guys are more caring. You're wired that way, nurturing. Maybe not you, but he had everybody laughing, right? He said, we're not designed to, we can care and have empathy. We're just not that way. We're not, normally men are just not crybabies. And he went and listed a whole list of things that men can do that women can't, right? And she got so frustrated, right? She said, yeah, well, you can't have babies. You can't have them. He goes, so that makes you better than me because you have babies. Yeah. He goes, you can't get pregnant by yourself. I ain't never seen a whole bunch of liberals going.
What? Yeah.
And the women, some of them were going clapping because they knew they'd been beat.
Yeah.
She's like, what do you mean? He goes, if I got to explain it to you, it's no longer a scientific, it's no longer science no more.
We need to have a discussion after class.
Yes. And I thought that was the greatest comeback. She goes,
Yeah.
well, we can give birth, but you can't get pregnant without a man. It's the way it is.
Yeah.
You can't get pregnant without a man.
There's some science fiction stories that have. What was it? The Boy and His Dog. Have you read that story?
Mm-mm.
It's a story about they craved the women could not get pregnant because all the men were sterile, and this guy wanders into town and they go, hello.
And so
A Boy and His Dog. Check that out. It's pretty good.
the lady finally said, well, yeah, I can. There's sperm banks. And the guy said, finally, who you think donates to the sperm banks?
Well,
She's like, and she just couldn't realize that we're all equal. There's things they can do. There's things we can do. Sorry, I didn't make the rules. I'll take it up with him.
Yep.
So that was the greatest comeback in the world. You can't have babies. You can't get pregnant by yourself. That was funny. Denise Manitrash says that it may be your body, but you bring another body into the world or not. And that falls right into what you just said. Who speaks for the,
Who speaks for the child?
I'm very much pro-life guy. However, I am even more avid government person's medical business. Yes, Justin Kenny, I agree. That's J-Dub from the VV Nation, by the way.
Mhm.
You guys just tuned in, don't know who he is. Great friend of the show. Love him to death. He helped us keep going in our time of need. So thank you, J-Dub, brother. We appreciate it.
I agree with you, said Richie, that men should not be determining how a woman should treat her body. It would be as if women could legislate whether or not men had to have a vasectomy. See?
Yeah.
And that's nobody. I mean, the guys are saying, well, that's not going to happen. I said, why not?
Yeah. It's the same thing.
Same thing in the
My body, my choice.
Yep, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
One of my sons married to a good woman. My son Dylan married to a beautiful woman. He's talking about, Dad, I'm having a vasectomy. Okay. What's Molly say? I asked Molly, his wife. She goes, the hell, no, I ain't having it. Well, I can't. I'm thinking, what an educated young lady right there. What a woman who's got her shit together.
Mhm.
My next question is, what do you do in this family? But
Yeah.
Did somebody warn you?
didn't you get the memo when you But no, vasectomy. Yeah, a woman she can give her opinion, but in the end, Right on you.
There you go.
Now they're like, well, that's not an abortion. Well, it's still the same thing. It still deals with the same issue.
It's this thing.
Yeah.
It's the same. If the roles were reversed, how would you feel?
Yes. Well, as a matter of fact, if vasectomy keeps women from getting an
There
abortion.
you go. So it should be required and only reversed when you want to have a baby.
Yeah,
Well,
Now you're going.
here's another approach to
a lot
look at.
less kids in the world too.
What?
Let's look at it from this perspective. I'm just going to throw this out there in for what it's worth department. If you want to get right down to and think about it, there are enough contraceptives on the market. There's no need for an unwanted pregnancy.
That should be true.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
That
I
should be
mean,
true.
really, if you think about it, there's enough contraceptives out there that there shouldn't be any need for an abortion unless it's a medical emergency. You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
Mhm.
See, you know,
Should
just
should.
throw that out there, you know, to bounce that off for somebody to push
Should.
back on. You know what I'm
should
saying?
being the operative word. Yes.
Yeah. So
Maybe.
there you go. There you
Maybe.
go.
Maybe. Well, we'll take a break from this conversation real
Okay,
quick.
yeah.
I want to bring in another guy on. This gentleman, it's been a while since we heard from him. He's been marching across the Appalachian Mountains
Oh,
for the
Cool.
veterans. You guys might remember, David, you might remember the guy. His name's Alexander Clark. We had him on, I don't want to say 2 years ago, but I think before the pandemic came, and he was marching. He got hurt. And he went back to the spot, and he took off from there, and he's doing a great job. So I'm going to bring him on, let him explain to you what's going on. And
I didn't march across them, but I
Oh, there
drove
he
across
is.
them.
Alexander,
Hey, look
brother,
at
how
him.
you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right. So you've been away for a while. This gentleman right here, this is the commander right next to me there. He's a
I'm trying to
co-host.
get the better service.
Yeah, he's a co-host, and our special guest is comedian David Scott. I think you might remember David. He's been on time or two on here and everything.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I'm just going to turn the floor over to you, brother. Tell us what you're doing, where you're at, and what's going on.
I'm currently right above a glacier lake here in New Jersey.
Okay.
I've been hiking close to I passed the 1,300-mile marker today.
Wow.
Wow.
Impressive.
It is. It is impressive. How much further do you have to go, or do you got to go?
895 miles.
895 miles.
Hey.
Excellent. What's your highest elevation so far?
What was that?
What's your highest elevation so far?
It would have been 9,000 at
Good grief.
Klingman's Dome in the Smokies.
Wow.
Wow. Tell us why you decided to take this nice walk that you're doing. Nice brisk walk.
Yeah, I'd say it's a nice little brisk walk. About
tell-
sore as all get out.
But tell us a little bit about what you're doing there, about the walk.
Well, I have severe PTSD, 100% disabled through the VA, unemployable. And I heard it did good for PTSD and things of that nature. So I decided to get out here and do it.
Well, we sure appreciate that.
Yeah.
You're raising a little money. What's the money that you raise? What's it going for? And where could someone send you some money? You got like a PayPal, Cash App, something that somebody can send you some funds.
Yeah, I got a Cash App. I think I sent it to you. I mean, it's the same as last year. And mainly what it's for is hostel stays for when, after about 3 or 4 days of being out here, you start to smell and the gnat, like you probably see, the gnats are already enjoying the feast. And then you get a shower and a bed. So that's what that's for, as well as food on the
Right.
trail and resupply for food and gear problems if need be.
Excellent. Are you alone? Are you with an organization? Tell us a little bit about that.
I'm actually doing it alone this year.
Okay.
I mean, I got the support of all you guys at WO. I have the support of HTX Renegade as well.
Yeah, good guys over
But-
there. Excellent, man.
But I'm actually just hiking alone.
Well, you first of all be careful up there. Well, I don't want to read about your paper. Charitable man gets eaten by a bear.
Oh no, I'm in bear country right now. I've been through about 4 different bear countries so far. Haven't been eaten yet, so.
Okay, you're gonna have to resend me your Cash App or PayPal, whatever you said, and send it to my
Yeah,
PM, and we'll make sure we get some of it.
You want me to send that to you?
Yeah, send it to me. How's your shoes doing? Because it's very important to keep your feet, in good shape.
Sorry, I hate this service problem.
That's all right. I said, how's your feet doing? Your shoes?
I'm wearing sandals this year,
Wow.
and I haven't felt any better.
There's
I have not had a problem with my feet.
There's no advantage, no disadvantage. Okay.
Well, advantage is I can do water crossings, and I
Right.
don't have to air my feet out every hour and
Right.
stop. And so pretty much I just hike on through. Like today, I did 20 miles.
Good.
Wow. Excellent. Have you thought about maybe using a pair of Crocs?
I mean, there's a few people out here using what they call hiking Crocs, but they've given up.
That's a crock of crap. Yeah, that's what that is. A crock of crap.
It is a crock, yeah.
Yeah. I finally started wearing Crocs. I got a pair on right now. I'm a little on the fence though. I don't really. I'm like, okay, just lounge around. I guess that'd be pretty good. But if I had to do something serious, nah, you better get some shoes on that foot there. But, so Alexander, are you going to be out all summer long, or what's your schedule? What are you planning?
I haven't planned anything this year.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing. So like my days and everything is pretty much a give or take situation. But at the rate I'm going, I should reach the northern terminus of the Appalachian Trail by end of July, beginning of August.
Right.
Okay.
End of July, August. Well, what I want you to do, I want you to get back a hold of me so we can bring you on again and let us know your progress.
Oh yeah, sure.
And how far you're going. And I'll make the announcement. I will put his Cash App, guys, on WO Entertainment Network webpage. If you guys can see your way clear, send the guy, $10, $15, whatever you can do. I'm sure he'll be happy with that. That'll help the man continue his journey for lunch. Once in a while, a shower, a bed to sleep in. I don't know if MC Hammock was working with you or not. They were going to, but then the pandemic hit. So I don't know but did they work with you on your trip here?
Not this time. I got a new cottage vendor, Blue Moon Adventure Co. out of Georgia.
Okay.
I actually have his first complete set out here. Like he hasn't sold it to anybody else but me yet. And I'm doing a full review on his gear out here. And it's made it completely the whole way.
Cool.
Not a problem yet.
That's awesome.
So,
Nice. Excellent. Well, you're having a little bit of technical issues, and I know where you're at. That's probably common. But again, one more time, Alex Clark, he's walking the Appalachian Trail by himself this time. Last time he had a partner, this is by himself. So, guys, we're going to continue putting updates back on here and help him out. We're not begging you, but if you can, send a little money his way. That'll really help out, go a long way. Everything he raises goes back in the veterans' tail, help the veterans out, help us get rid of this 22 a day. That's how people commit suicide. And PTSD is one of the bugaboos of, veteran suicide and depression, things like that. Before I let you go, though, when you got hurt, what did you hurt, and how you progressing? How's your injury heal?
I hurt my back and I had to do 2 surgeries to get it fixed.
Yeah, that was the last time. Yeah,
I'm back out here, so
nice. Well, guys don't know he started this. What was it, a year ago, or a year and a half, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. When he started this, he went a little bit and then he got hurt. right out of the bat. So he kind of got, he didn't really get his momentum going like that. And we were following him. HTX Radio was following him. I think even Born Network might have been following him along too. I'm not all sure who was following him at that time. But when he got hurt, I never heard nothing out of him.
Yeah.
And I was always wondering if he's going to do it again. I'm glad to see you back out there doing it again.
Oh yeah, I meant to let you guys know when I started, but it was kind of an up in the air thing. I decided to leave February 1st, and it's
right out there in the wintertime. Yeah. Hiking Crocs are just full-time four-wheel drive sandals. One of the listeners said. Kyle says, tell Burry in Boone, North Carolina, he needs a place to crash on his way back. All right. He says, tell you if you're in Boone, North Carolina, if you need a place to crash on your way back, look him up. His name's Kyle Lundy. He's a veteran. He's got stage 4 cancer, so he knows what it's like to struggle with things. And so yeah, he helps other veterans. So yeah, right there. Go back and watch this show, Alex, and watch get the name Kyle Lundy.
Yep, I saw it.
Good. And
now, do you need me to send you anything or what?
Yeah, just send me. You got a lot of love right now. You can't see them on the screen, but there's a lot of people giving you a lot of love. A lot of hearts are going up and down the screen over here. So that's cool, man. That's cool. You hit a nerve with people. Excellent. Yeah, send me on my on the DM, unless you can get on WO Network. If you can get on there, maybe down here in the comments or whatever, and put your Cash App there, and then send it to me on my private page also, or my message, and I'll put it out all over. I'll put it on all the damn groups that we're on, plus the network. So yeah, if you want to get on here right now and put it on here before you leave, that'd be great.
I don't know how to do that.
No, that's okay. That's okay. As soon as you go up there, you'll be able to jump back on. You'll be able to jump back on and watch us, and then you can comment when you're watching.
Okay.
And so that was, but guys, Alexander Clark.
Yep.
He's up there doing it alone. You ever heard the term "put your money where your mouth is"?
Yep. That's what he's doing.
The man's doing it right there.
Yep.
Man's doing it right there.
Yeah. Pretty much I just got up here, done 20 miles today, and I haven't even set up my hammock yet. I literally just hopped on here.
Well, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I told him you might be on, you might not, because I know how Signal works up there. But I'm glad you're on with us. And please come back on again. Let us know your progress. You got a lot of people wanting to know your progress. So come back on again and let us know what's going on. And we'd love to have you.
All right. Will do.
Take care, brother.
Okay.
Hey, you rest, get some sleep. And when you get an opportunity, don't rush it. You get an opportunity, send me your link and everything.
Okay. Will do.
All right, brother. Take care of yourself.
Okay. Safe travels. Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. Guys, that was Alexander Clark.
Awesome, man.
He's walking the Appalachian Trail. First of all, the man had back surgery. Now he's walking the freaking trail. Yeah. I know guys have back surgery, can't do shit for 6-7 years, if ever.
If ever.
So good for him. He's out there, and he's been around a while. Like I said, it got to where the pandemic kind of shut down communications, and somehow we lost him. I don't know. And I'm glad to see he's okay now. But he got hurt starting out, and so he took back up where he left off. So,
if you're going to walk through some country, that's some gorgeous country to walk through.
That's what they say.
I'm telling you, I've been through there. Oh, it's when they talk Purple Mountain Majesty, that they mean that. They mean it. It's the most gorgeous. Wow. Yeah, I had to go out to Fort Lee, Virginia, out there and go to rigger school, and that was just an absolute joy driving through the Appalachians out there. And oh boy, yeah, love it. I'd like to go again sometime. It was so pretty.
Oh, hang on just a second, guys. I'm responding to him. Okay, he sent it to me. I do have it, so I will get that up for everybody to see. I'm gonna see if I can announce it to you. It's HTTPS, bunch of slashes, Cash App, and once you go to Cash App, you hit $AW Clark. That's right, yep. $AW Clark when you're on Cash App. Donate whatever you can. We're not asking you to break the bank because every little bit helps. But you heard what he said. It helps with lodging for one night's lodging, which includes a shower and probably a good meal that his body will need.
A good set down meal.
And look here, guys, this man, broken back, and he went back to doing it. Okay, measure of a man. I mean, you tell
There you
me.
go.
You tell me. So anyway, Alex, we appreciate it, brother. Thank you very much. And don't be a stranger, brother. Come on back on again sometime and give us your progress. What a worthy cause, man. What a worthy
Yeah.
cause. So if you just tuned in, that was Alex Clark. He was going across the Appalachian Trail. Today we have in studio our outstanding friend, the comedian, the king of clean comedy, and he prides himself on clean comedy. David Scott's in the house. What a great dude. We love this man to death. He's been on here now 5-6 times with us over the years, and he's a good dude. Anytime I need him, he said, just call him. Got to put it on a schedule. Got to write it down, Well, that's how him and I live our lives. When somebody calls, hey, what do you got going on? My book's right here, my calendar. Nothing. What do you got? So, but and that's the way. Unfortunately, that's the way when you're an entertainer. That's the way you got to live your life. With a damn calendar. So, David, why don't you tell us a little bit about what Mr. Scott's got coming up in his future?
Well, I tell you what I got going right now is my book, Clothes for Repairs with Plumbing Problems, which is available on Amazon. That's a punchline. You have to buy the book to get the joke. But it's got 4 sections in it. The first one is one-liners. So let me read some of the one-liners here. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times.
Hold on, we got no sound.
Am I back?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
Oh, Denise says, there you go. All right, head after it. Go ahead.
All right. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. I can't keep track of how many times I say things. If I only had one word to describe myself, it would be not very good at following directions. Hermit crab describes me twice. Let me see. My 2 favorite kinds of songs are songs about love and songs that welcome me to the jungle. The hardest part of owning a pet is taking personal responsibility for rain. So it's a fun book to read. It's a clean book. I sold one to a guy and I said, it's a bathroom book. And he said, what do you mean? I said, you put it in the bathroom, you pick it up while you're in the bathroom, and that way you eventually get through all, but it makes your stay in the bathroom a lot more pleasant. And I gave it to a friend and he said, boy, I really like your book in the bathroom, especially when I run out of toilet paper. And I said, no, that's not what it's for.
Wrong-o.
Yeah. But it's got 4 different sections in it, and they're all fun. They're all fun to read. 4 different types of humor. So that's what I got going on.
So you got any big shows coming up?
None for the public. I got a couple of, actually several nursing home shows. I do a lot of nursing homes, and somebody was saying you should tell some stories about what happened funny stories about what happens to you in nursing homes. So I only have a couple. One time I was performing in a room that was very narrow, and they were all crammed near the door. A fist fight broke out. One of the residents in a electric wheelchair backed into another resident that was in a manually operated wheelchair, and they came to blows, and the staff had to send one of them back to her room. So I said, unsafe driving at any speed is not a good thing. And then another time after the show, a lady said, I really like the way you played. And I said, well, thank you. I practice a lot. I appreciate that. Another show, everybody fell asleep. It was right after lunch, and the entire audience fell asleep, not all at the same time. But by the end of the show, I had put every single resident to sleep for at least a nap.
I got one. With me and Richard Montano, and I think Jeff Onyx were performing in a nursing home. I had this older gentleman laying. They wheeled him in his bed. Okay, he would not sleep, but he had Tourette's. Okay.
Oh Lord.
So when he woke up, it was even funny because you're up on stage and you're sperm bank, worms. Jeff's over writing this stuff down. Jeff was stealing the man's, disability speech and trying to profiteer off it with Jeff. Right? And so we laughed about that. We got going on, and he didn't mean to be a foul mouth.
But
He's not normally like that, they say. But all of a sudden, he just cut loose with some foul language and had me dying.
Then he go back to sleep.
He goes, "There's a skeeter on her, Peter. Knock it the fuck off." And he just be, I'm thinking, I had to turn over here and talk, because I know you've got to be professional on stage, but sometimes it's funny.
It's funny when, I sometimes I'll get tickled when I'm performing and start giggling. I said, I know I'm not supposed to laugh at my own stuff, but sometimes I just get tickled.
It gets the best of you.
Yeah, it's just so silly.
I wanted to walk and put a mic near him when he was sleeping and let him do the set. What are they going to do? Kick him out for being vulgar? That's him.
That's it.
But those are fun. But sometimes some comedians don't do well there because they just don't understand what you're talking about.
Richard, I was performing with Will Clifton, Will C.
We'll see, good guy.
And it was at a VFW, and he wasn't exactly getting heckled, but there was this guy would just say things loudly.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't even remember what the guy was saying because I was in the back. But when you're a performer and somebody starts doing, you have two choices. You can either ignore it or challenge the guy.
Right. Yeah.
And make him part of the show. The smart one is just to ignore it. So which is what Will C did. After the show, the young man's mom came up and said, "This is the first time he has been to a performance and has reacted. He has severe PTSD." And when Will C heard that, he went over and gave him a hug and thanked him for coming to the show and almost started crying because he'd had such a positive impact.
Yeah.
And then afterwards he said, "Thank goodness I chose to ignore him rather to engage him."
Right.
Yeah, because he didn't know nothing about it.
Yeah. So you just never know. You just never know.
Sometimes I'll talk to them like if I know they're trying to be nice, and they're a little, what's the proper word, a little slow, I'll engage with them. I'll do some good stuff with them. "Hey, how you doing?" And let them talk about, "Yeah, is that right?"
Yeah.
I'll let them tell their story because they paid their money. They're in the seat. They want to have a good time too. I don't have a problem having a good time. What I like is the hecklers. I want to get mean because I get mean back because that's me. Now that's probably wrong, not professional.
One thing I don't have in nursing homes is drunks.
Yeah, see, I've dealt with a lot of them. Yeah, because I do a lot of bars. Okay.
Yeah. When you're in a bar, it's like you have no idea what's going to come out of their mouth.
And matter of fact, we was over at the Elks Lodge over here. We did a show over the Elks Lodge in Chillicothe. It's not a bar, but had people in there drinking.
Right.
And Tater told him, he said, "Now understand something. All right, any other one be Will Smith, we can fight. Don't be running up here because you're gonna leave and you're gonna limp away." And then they seen he kind of a burly guy. Then Roy Anthony, a little skinny guy, so they're like, "Yeah, what is he gonna do?" Richard Matano came up, her kind of tall guy, and then my big redneck ass, they're like, "Okay, we're not gonna run up on this thing. We'll just sit back here." Yeah, he's funny man. Yeah. We'll go to Twitter or something. We'll talk shit on him on Twitter.
Right, that's right. After you leave, we'll have words.
Yeah. Tough son of a bitch. Yeah, you are. Well, no, it's good to have you here, David.
Well, thank you. Good to be here.
I'm trying to line us up some more stuff for us.
Oh, good.
I got a couple of churches interested.
Now you're talking.
Oh, there we go.
That's my audience.
And I will do good there, but the problem is my current set ain't gonna work.
No.
So I have to go to my archives. Because I got some church jokes.
That's right. The archives.
Go to my archives.
Richie King
archives.
That's right.
Of clean jokes.
The non-rich, there'll be no redneck pimp jokes. These are all Richie jokes.
These are in the crypt. You have to go back down there. Get them out.
Blow the dust out.
I have a bunch of Facebook jokes. Would you like to hear one?
Yeah.
Lady posted on Facebook that she was making synonym buns. I said, "You mean cinnamon buns?" She said, No, synonym buns. They're different than cinnamon buns, but they taste exactly the same. Another lady posted she was looking for a plumber to replace her water heater. And I posted it would be better to replace the water heater with another water heater.
Dave's going to take Richie to the vault. Yeah, I like that joke. That was a chuckle.
Yeah.
Tell a friend, tell a phone, tell a woman.
Yeah.
Denise Maddox. She says, so you should have Alan go upstairs and get one of the Balloon Festival programs off the desk and show it. Won't I just go over here?
Oh, you got one online? Good.
Well, I think I might have one. We've been using it every weekend anyway. Hope it's a good one. Bang.
There it is.
Yeah, we interrupted David Scott's.
I want you to.
My rant.
Yeah.
That was
My rant.
that was a long run upstairs to the office to get that.
Well, and then all that time it took to download it. We
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah,
that,
yeah,
man. Thank
yeah.
you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And you see, they say as you get older, you're supposed to get wiser. Not in my case.
Oh no, she said you're
Well, there's
wrong.
more.
She said I'm talking to programs. Mr. Reed.
Oh, the program.
Mr. Reed.
The programs.
Yeah. Oh well. We'll have it next week.
Okay.
Yep.
For sure. Well, David, let's take a break from you for real quick and let's get into some of our usual crapola.
Crapola?
Is that the title of this next segment?
Well, it's two different titles.
Crapola 101.
That's
First,
that's what,
my executive producer told me I have to start showing the proper thing. So here's my deal.
Well, then get proper.
Yes. Okay. You don't say. That's the first category is don't say. All right. What do I have? You ask on my don't say today. Well, let me show you a few things.
what do you have on you don't say
Okay.
it today, Richie?
Well, don't say it.
You don't owe anyone anything besides the same amount of respect they show you.
There you go.
I call that true grit because that's just
Yeah,
so
yeah,
much,
yeah.
so much real.
That's
Yeah.
that from the movie Hondo right there, I think.
I think it is Hondo, isn't it?
I think that's Hondo.
All right. Number 2 on the you don't
Hondo.
say is titled Yep.
Yep.
Me too. So what do you plan on growing this year? Older and crankier.
At least you're consistent.
or give a damn's busted.
Same as last year.
Yeah. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know,
That's
just
right.
stay consistent.
That's right. Her give a damn is busted.
Might get older and more crankier.
Now this one's a little edgy, so if you're offended,
Good.
F off. 'Cause we don't care anyway.
And I haven't even said it.
Last week or 2 weeks ago, I posted a good something we might not be a good advertisement. Maybe it is, maybe it wasn't. We're going to show that. We're going to have a little advertisement off here in just a second. So first of the best advertisements. Here we go. License to chill.
I'm not responsible for him. I wasn't here last week.
There's a big billboard on I-49 heading south out of Kansas City. It says, "Is your wife hot?"
Yeah,
And then it's an ad for air conditioning.
yeah. Or one of those, is your wife cold? And then you warm her up with, something. It's
Yeah,
kind
heating
of
and
sexual.
cooling, yeah.
So-
Same thing. You read that and it's like, what?
all right,
Sure gets your
Okay.
Gets your
Okay.
attention for sure.
all right. So that was our you don't say. All right. Now I gotta go back up here. Say what? All right, that little kid's cool as hell.
Yeah.
This next one's called glasses. Okay, and people are getting that at that time in their life when they might need them, but it's not the glasses you think. We're going to need our glasses to watch the news, babe. All right, I'll get them. Much better. Cheers. There might be a little bit of
Looks
truth.
okay to me there. Yeah.
There might be some truth to that.
Uncork the wine.
Hey,
Here we go.
Here at WO Radio, we try to enhance your life with truth. So here
Yeah,
we go.
there you go.
All right, next one I got for say what?
What?
Is the one I advertised before. Alan Reed loves this one. Okay, you be the judge. Which one's the better? The nipple one or this one? Probably wasn't the best advertising for a salvage yard.
That was funny.
Yeah. I don't care who you are. Yeah, that's it right
That's
there.
funny.
Right there.
I got nothing. That's just the best sign I've ever seen in my life. Okay. I mean, this next is called Jackie the Man. A lot of people don't know Jackie Chan does his own stunts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, he does like
Yeah.
95%.
Yep.
He performed in the movie. He finished the movie with a broken ankle. I don't remember the name of the movie. I forget what it was, but I remember the scene. He was actually jumping from one vehicle to another while they were moving. And you actually see his ankle roll on camera. Then it quickly went to another sign. He told him, "Don't stop. Let's go. Let's film." So he's out there doing most of the stunts on a broken ankle. So Jackie Chan is the man. But let me show you some people that don't do their own stunts.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp, because Amber does all his, right? Wolverine guy,
Mm-hmm.
Hugh Jackman, that's his name. Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
That guy don't look nothing like him, by the way, just for the record. Chris Hemsworth is Thor. Okay, I'm not sure who this guy is up here. I told you his name, but they don't look very good either. I guess when you're moving, it's hard to judge them. But look who was in Jackie's spot.
Yeah, just Jackie.
Just Jackie.
Looking in the mirror, his own reflection. Yeah,
Yes.
you know.
So Jackie is the man.
I have a mirror joke.
Yes.
If vampires can't see their reflections, how do they get their hair so perfect? I have questions.
That's interesting.
Elvira.
That's interesting. All right, let's do a little trivia. David Scott almost had this, by the way. So
He did.
Yes, if you're gonna be better than David Scott, this is worth 20 points into the mystery box entries. If you can guess this trivia question, some of you might get it right off the bat. What car was in the majority of the ZZ Top videos? What car was in the majority of the ZZ Top videos? And for another 20, give me the nickname. So that's 40 total. 40?
I've noticed the number of points you give are fairly arbitrary. They're not based on any kind of thoughtful, scientific, derived scale. I don't understand your metrics, sir.
Well,
He's doing it on the
the
sliding
law
scale.
enforcement never understood my metrics either.
He's on the sliding scale.
Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner already. Miss Denise Maddox, 1933 Ford. Now, there's still 20 more entries out there. If you guys could tell me the nickname of this car. But yes, it was a chopped. I'll show you the picture of it. It was a chopped 1933 right there.
There it is.
That's a beautiful ass car.
Woo, man, I'll tell you what. Put that in the car show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Seen a lot of great cars come. Fordzilla. No, it is not Fordzilla.
Wrong answer.
Don't show them the car again. The name of it was on the video.
Yeah.
Bang, there you go. The Eliminator. There you go. Right there it is.
There you are.
So Dean got 20 and Denise both got 20. So I had
Eliminator.
I thought it was 40. 40 and 40.
no, 40 total.
Oh, 40 total. 20.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
that's on my metrics that you
I
don't
don't
understand.
understand the metrics at all.
The most points they can get is for the what is it challenge.
It's a marine thing, you know.
And
You
you
just,
let
yeah.
me do the counting. That's what it is.
It's at number
There it is, right there.
ZZ Top Eliminator.
It's owned by Billy F. Gibbons, proud member, one of the founding fathers, the front man and lead singer, right?
Yep.
He had this chopped and built in the early 1980s. The car would later be known as the Eliminator.
There you go.
That's a good looking car, man.
Mhm.
That's you seen that in the video. You knew ZZ Top was on. That was there was no question. Get back down here. All right, Dean says I was a year off on your guess, yeah, but you still collected 20. Rest in peace, Billy. Yeah, that's man. What a good guy.
Yeah. Want to hear my questions I have as I get older?
Yeah, what's your question?
Yeah, what's your question?
You know, you're supposed to get old and wise. For me, it's just the opposite. For example, if someone gives you melons, are you dyslexic? What do you call a frozen waffle on a Southern California beach? Is that San Diego? I have questions.
Yeah,
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah.
Just asking for a friend.
asking for a friend. All right, we're going to do a little bit of Pimp's Pet here.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Pimp's Pet.
We'll get you. I'll show you the pictures here.
Ah,
Oh, well, hello.
good gravy.
You would be surprised how many different varieties of these little tarantulas there are. Now, a lot of people get disgusted by these things. Listen, they're big enough to take a 22 bullet. So, You know, I ain't worried about
One
them.
good reason why you shake your boots off in the jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, scorpions too.
Yes, scorpions were bad.
Okay, tarantulas were composed of a group of large and often hairy spiders.
You
And the-
think?
Really,
I would have never guessed.
No. Currently, there's 1,010 species have been identified.
Wow.
You know what? That's news right there.
Yeah.
The term tarantula is usually used to describe members of the family, and whatever the word is. Although many of the members of the same order are commonly referred to as tarantulas or false tarantulas. Okay, false tarantula.
Mm.
I can see that. A wolf spider looking pretty wicked too.
Yeah, it does.
Some of the more common species that have been popular in epic pet trade, many New World species kept as pets have satae known as altercating hares, which, if I'm hearing altercating hares, they go a different direction. Like the Rhodesian Ridgeback dog, he's got a tuft where all the hair turns around one way and goes down his back. That's how you identify. And that can be irritated to the skin, and in extreme cases causes damage to your eyes.
Yeah. Be careful.
Yes. Well, I'm pretty sure the hair ain't what you got to worry about.
Don't kiss a tarantula. Is the moral of that story.
Yes.
How about just own one? You know? And look at all. I'm gonna go down through here right now. Look at all the care, all the instructions. Wow.
Step on them.
You might bust an ankle. I might bust an ankle. Spiders are known for eating once or twice a week, and they're known for living up to 20 years
Oh my word! I didn't know
Wow,
that.
didn't know
in
that.
captivity.
Good gravy.
Tarantulas may live years.
I
Most
don't know if they
species,
make good gravy or not.
tarantulas may live for years. Most species take 2 to 5 years and reach adulthood, but some species may take up to 10 years to reach full maturity.
Wow.
And they live 20 years, so that's 10 years worth of making more than one devil
Yeah.
some things.
Making
And those are scattered all over. Look at that map right there where they're scattered at. I mean, that incredible.
things everywhere.
Yeah, man. They say they're not in the United States. Well, look right here. That looks like part of the United States to me.
Yeah.
Southern Texas,
Yeah.
Arizona, New Mexico, Baja California in there. Yeah. So that was your Pimp's Pet. And go back over here, and I'll go back one more time and show you that this blue one here. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool there. I
That
like
looks like
it.
a fishing lure.
It does.
I wonder if I can catch a fish with that. I'm not buying here.
Probably.
Right here, I left this like this because you can see the different patterns,
Mm-hmm.
different colors of them.
That's cool.
My daughter didn't want to be nowhere around it.
I got nephews
One
that's
daughter
into
did,
all
she
that
wanted
weird
it.
stuff like that. You know,
Hmm.
lizards and snakes and spiders and things. And he's got his little girls, my great nieces, and he's teaching them to catch and hold. And
One of our
Yeah.
fans, Denise Maggs, has a response for your nephew.
okay,
That's a nope spider.
that's a nope spider. There you
That's a
go.
nope.
I call it a boot spider.
Yeah. Oh, we had a snake on here one time, and Denise like, nope, that's a nope snake.
That's a
nope.
nope. Nope, nope, nope,
Nope.
nope, nope, nope.
I found a spider in my sock drawer this morning, which is very upsetting because it belongs in the spider drawer.
Well, of course. How dare it?
Saw a spider in my kitchen the other day, but instead of killing it, I started telling it about my fantasy football team, and it left quietly on its own.
Shit, this guy's got to go. This guy's got to go. All right, let's get into some of our funny memes or comedy memes.
Oh,
All right.
yes.
This one right here is probably the greatest meme you're going to see today on our show today. This is called Lazy Boy Sports.
Just a good old boy.
That is so.
That's
wrong.
when you need to get mama and do it on a love seat. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Because I know how my wife is.
Think maybe we can
With
raise some money?
heights.
Think we can raise some money?
You could if you strap BJ's butt in that thing.
I wonder if they had to like take 200 pounds of sandbags and strap them in there.
I wonder how many chairs they wasted testing.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Right? The test run to see.
Because if you look at the bottom of this chair, it don't look like
It don't look like it's reinforced.
just a good old boy.
Some redneck we'd have put like desktop wheels.
I
on
know.
it.
Shopping cart.
Shopping cart wheels.
One of them wiggles,
Yeah.
Book goes through.
Our disclaimer there.
Richie, look up Zorbing. I'll have to do that. Dean Stern said I gave him an 8.2.
8.2.
Well,
Okay.
you know what? I think I agree with you, Dean.
Yes, sir.
They didn't show the rest of it because I'm pretty sure he didn't stick the landing.
Yeah.
All right, this next piece is it's called Divorced. And if you ever watch Steve Harvey, Family Feud, you get some weird answers on here, right? Here's one. Here's a couple of them.
Game we're playing here. You have to live with this woman. This might be a time just take an ex.
No.
Okay, all right. We asked 100 married men. That be you. We want the naked truth. What part of your wife's body looks better with clothes on?
Her breasts. But they look
God,
great with the clothes off, too.
No.
Sometimes you better just shut up.
I told your ass before you said it. I said, Dad, you need to think about this before you say this shit. I can never make love to someone that look like my who.
My lovely husband.
Listen to that again.
You don't see nothing wrong with that now?
No, sir. It's up there, Steve. It's up there, Steve.
Yeah.
It ain't up there.
Come on.
Larry, name something a divorced man hopes his ex-wife will do.
Die.
We're not divorced. We're not divorced.
She might have been planning.
You're married, and she's right there. Name something about your wife you never make fun of when she's around.
Her smell.
I don't know that.
I wouldn't do it when she is around or not around. Just
You ain't think this answer out at all, do you?
They're so fun. I love his reactions.
Yeah.
Those are hilarious.
Sometimes it's better to be thought a fool than open your mouth and prove it.
Yeah.
That's a good one right there. I seen him. I had to bring that on today. It was funny as hell. Okay, this next one is called 911. We have an emergency. One of my siblings is about to die. Here we go. That's one of them deals. Keep playing. Keep playing.
Sister locks him in the room with a mama bear. He may not emerge.
Now, if you're the sheriff and you respond to that incident, are you laughing or are you? I mean,
Justifiable, whatever happened.
yeah. If you're pointing by the drywall, hey, let me help you, ma'am. We don't want to scratch him, even though he might have a big ass welt across his neck. There's just some things you just don't do. You know, Denise May, karma. Dean Stern says it's hard to stick a landing with a lazy boy. The boys are known for broken springs. A couple other things get broke
The
too.
good news in that chair, you only have to stick it once.
Well, I hope you don't have to go to a runoff. You got two guys tied, you know. So then you get one with a recliner, right? And you do a trick of midair. Recline a minute and come back. That's a win right there.
That's one of them where you don't take them up on the best 2 out of 3.
That's
Yeah,
right.
no. You know what? I stuck it once. I'm going home. Load it up.
Yep, that's it. Pack it and stack it.
I'm on YouTube. See ya. Bye. Yeah. This next is called Daddy Will Fix It. Now this little bit was from Married with Children back in 1993 when the show was actually good.
Hello, Frank.
Kelly. It's not what you think. You see, I was planning on using her dentist, and I was just checking out his work.
Yeah, well, I might have bought that if I didn't know that you already see an excellent dentist. But you know, it's okay. I mean, at first I was hurt to see you with someone else, but after all, I canceled the date. It's my birthday, and it is time to handle my life maturely. I just want to let you know that I understand what happened, and it's okay. Okay. Daddy, beat him up.
Of course not. And that's why cable will never replace the movie-going experience.
I so got a daughter that does that. You know who my dad is? You know who my dad is? Yeah. Tells her boyfriend she lives with. You know my dad, right? Well, yeah. And she goes,
If I don't, maybe I should.
maybe you need to.
My daughter has called me and says, Dad, yes.
Right there it is. Sounds like me. That's exactly right. and I would react that way. You're right, sweetheart. That's why I got a lot of problems with the police. Used to have problems with the police. I'm reformed. Cops grabs him and walks away and says, what do you think was going to happen? When the little boy, duh. I bet that little shit don't do that again. Okay. This was called Pay Attention, Dummy. Look at the cop! What the hell? He thought he was being punked. He thought he was being punked. The cop's like, are you shitting? Get out. One of the laptop cop told somebody, get out of the cop car so he get in it. What?
Where to, sir?
Yeah. Are your concierge?
Is the meter ticking?
Yeah, it's about to be. Yeah. This next one, he loves dogs. This guy loves dogs, apparently. This is what happens when you and a police officer gets tired of your crap.
I never laid a hand on him, Your Honor.
No, that dog that was looking and seeing what was going on, and he was, are you going to open this door or not?
That dog's in the back seat going, smoke a cigar.
Yep.
My turn.
Gotta go.
Hold my dog biscuit.
Gotta go. All right. We should literally try this. You guys remember them guys, the Mythbusters?
Yeah.
What a great guys. I like watching them because they debunk things that.
That like sugar in the gas tank and this and that and the motor oil in the crank. Yeah. I loved it.
These guys are at it again.
It is said that if the oxygen cylinder valve is broken, the bottle will instantly turn into a terrifying rocket. And this kind of accident is likely to happen in the factory. But how powerful a gas cylinder is. Now the gossip group plans to build a brick wall. Then the oxygen cylinder is fired at the wall. So Jamie hired 2 plasterers and asked them to turn over the walls within half an hour. And Jamie is working on how to control the firing of gas cylinders. Because if something goes wrong in the experiment, the oxygen cylinder is likely to be shot everywhere. To make sure the cylinder flies straight out, Jamie made a very long guide rail and planned to use the steel bar to break the gas cylinder valve. But in order to hit the valve exactly, the steel bars will be released from the 3M long pipe. Then the rail was welded to the iron frame in order to ensure that that cylinder does not fall off the rail. Next, they came to the military fort, and the plasterers have put up a brick wall. Adam, to demonstrate the power of the steel bar, he performed a chest shatter rock on that floor. They then fitted the launch rail and greased it with lard. After the oxygen cylinder is installed in place, Adam unscrewed the protective cap of the valve. Then the gas cylinder valve was damaged by using the steel bar. The cylinder was then launched along the guide track. Not only did it shoot effortlessly through the brick walls, and it broke the wall of the back fort. If a person is hit by one of these cylinders, that might get knocked out of the window ridge. 2. Obviously, the oxygen cylinder is very powerful, but Jamie's going to make a speedboat out of a gas cylinder.
Good Lord.
Them guys are them two are something else, man. I like watching them. I really do.
Yeah.
You know, I like the one where they showed one time where driving a semi truck, and the myth was you can get up behind the semi, get real close to them, and you get better gas mileage.
Right.
And that one idiot was sitting up on top with a gas on the vehicle, right, going up behind the semi truck with a gas can with a hose going to carburetor with a meter, testing it, and if it, right down to the drop, he was correct. You can save gas mileage the closer you get. The more
Drafting
yeah.
behind the
But he was sitting on the vehicle. They strapped one strap on the cord. He's like, "Okay, here we go. It is working." Get up. You go too far with that, man. You're gonna die. I'm gonna read about your ass. You can be like the crocodile hunter. I'm gonna read about you in the paper.
Oh my goodness, my goodness.
Yeah, well, you would hire a masonry, to do it. Yes, I caught that too when I said that. I'm thinking, yeah, okay. Hey, Julie, thanks for joining us. She's from Australia,
Oh,
so it's probably pretty early in the morning over there. I hope she's had her
hello
coffee.
down under.
Yeah, so welcome back, Julie. We missed you.
Yeah.
I said blonde speedboat. Yeah. She's awesome. Okay, here we go. What are we at? Oh, yeah. This is called True Comedy. You all know the guy, Fluffy. Fluffy's a good comedian. I like listening to him. Here's his bit on Indians. Robin Banks.
And you will never see an Indian person committing a crazy crime. Like, when was the last time you heard of Indians robbing a bank? First of all, Indian people are so nice and they're so sweet. I can't see it. You know, you're gonna rob a bank. You need authority. You need to come in there, guns blazing. I said, get your ass on the ground now. I can't imagine. Would you please take the money? Why are you laughing? I am talking to you. Forget this. I'm out of here. I don't need this. He gets in the car. His partner's waiting for him. Did you get the money? They would not give me the money. Did you show them the gun? I showed them the gun. We better leave. They're going to call the police. They're still laughing. Where did you get the computer? They thought I was tech support.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Julie said it's at 10:11 a.m. Wednesday. She said Wednesday. Oh, that's right.
It's
That's
Wednesday.
she is ahead of us. Well, she tells you, she can tell me that 100 times. I'm still surprised when she says that to me for some damn reason. Poor lady's already out of her Tuesday, already on her Wednesday. Which I had better luck, Julie. Hold on. Center. Focus. Okay. Go back and watch the first part of the show, Julie. You understand why I'm a little bit
Wired.
Yes, David. Good word. Wired.
Wired.
Just a little wired.
Wired. That's appropriate word. Wired. Yeah. Okay. And so now, this is about rednecks, and you see a lot of redneck jokes coming up because people are afraid of war. I guess that's all we're just good at fighting. I guess some of us are, but anyway, here we go.
Apparently, you've forgotten something. Apparently, you've forgotten that this is the United States of America, most powerful country on this planet, and it's not because we have more money or we're better looking. No. It's because we have something in this country they don't have in other countries. That's right. I'm talking about rednecks. Good old boys with an arsenal in their basement that have been waiting for just such an occasion since 1775. Oh, believe me, foreign troops land in the South, there'll be a line of pickup trucks and NASCARs heading down I-95. Marines will show up 3 hours later, nothing but beer cans and shotgun shells. What the hell happened here? War's over, baby! They come on shore in them little boats, right? Man, Jimmy's got 2 Evinrudes in that bass boat. He just ran them right on over.
Yes!
Yeah, he must got some sand in his eyes because they didn't see me on the beach with that 12 gauge.
Yes, that would be the redneck conversation. Yes.
Yes.
He researched that. That's a quality joke.
He did his homework on that one.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I like that.
Oh, man. Let's see what else we got here today. Nicknames that will work in some races that won't work in other races.
All right.
Okay, yeah, nickname.
You know, I think white dudes have the coolest nicknames. I really do. Because white dudes' nicknames go with them their entire life. White dudes have nicknames like Rusty, Skip, Chip. Like your nickname could be Chip. You could be the CEO of a bank. You can have Chip on your business cards. The brothers can't do that. Pookie can't be a branch manager at the bank. You don't trust your money with Pookie. You're like, right this way, Dr. Junebug will see you. I'm like, no, he will not. What you're not going to do is have me in a room with a Dr. Junebug.
True story. I had a guy work for me. He came up to me. Black gentleman. He came up. He said, "Hey, how you doing, brother?" It's all right. I was running construction. I own my own construction company, right? So I hire him up. He comes up with us. Hey, man. Do it on weird handshakes. He said, "My friends call me Bob. Okay, but you can call me Delicious."
And you said, "Okay, Bob."
I said, "There ain't no way in Sam hell I'm calling. You're a grown ass man. I'm not calling another grown man Delicious. My wife and food. That's it."
I worked with the guy years ago. Walked up, introduced myself on the job. He was new, and I said, "What's your name?" And he says, "They call me Bunny." Bunny, what's your last name? He said, "Balls." No, we're not calling you Bunny Balls.
Do you have another nickname?
Can you imagine?
How about BB?
Can you imagine going through life with the name Bunny Balls?
Yeah.
Imagine working at an IRS office, right?
Yeah.
And you're quiet, sitting there, your headphones on. You're going through somebody's taxes and comes up on you. Bunny Balls owes me $20 million. How'd he get Bunny Balls? Bunny Balls, yeah.
Could you imagine standing in line at the DMV?
Number 46, Tiny Ball. What's that say? Wait a minute. No, not Tiny.
Bunny Balls.
Bunny Balls, please.
Here's a true story. I worked with a guy who was in the Navy,
and
he was working at the brig, and there was a prisoner whose name was John Lee Donnelly Smith. So he called him over and he said, "How'd you get that name, John Lee Donnelly?" He said, "That's my name. My name is J.D." I said, "Well, how'd you get John Lee Donnelly?" He said, "It's supposed to be J only, D only." Just J and D. They screwed up. So while he was in the military, his name was John Lee Donnelly.
The weirdest thing I've ever heard in the military was two of them. One of them was Hector Perez.
No.
I thought, did your dad have Tourette's? He goes, "Well, actually, my mom named me, so that's messed up shit." He goes, "People always know that." And another guy was his rank was private. His last name was Parts. I said, "I swear to God, don't tell me your first name is used." He said, "No, you really don't want to know what my first name is." I said, "Oh, you got me intrigued." He said, "What's your first name?" He said, "Tank." I said, "Say it again. What'd you say? Tank?" "Yeah, my dad named me Tank, and my last name's Parts. Tank Parts."
I would change.
Okay.
What's your middle name? It's the one I'd go by.
I said, "What's your MOS?" He goes, "Supply." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Okay.
That's it. 76 Delta. Forget it.
She got a son that's 6'10". They call him Tiny.
Yeah.
Well, Tiny. Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
You know, what are they, Ray
Curly. If you're bald, they call you Curly.
Yeah. That's dumb. Yeah. Then he smacks Delicious Bunny Balls. Julie, I mean, 2 semis come off the road because I said my name was Honey, stick and sweet and ready to eat. He probably took out a couple cars too. I worked at USO with a guy named Rusty Pipes. Okay.
I went to high school with a girl whose last name was Peach. Peach. Guess what her first name was? Georgia. They named her Georgia on purpose.
Oh.
Her goal in life was to get married.
Quickly.
Change that name.
Yes.
Good gracious.
Julie said she went to school with a boy named Danny Flucker. I worked as a prison guard for a little bit, And we used to have to holler out names across the PA outside. So I was bored one day. David already knows where the story's going.
Oh, no. Oh,
so I grabbed the mic and I went, will you yank my hammer? Please report to 10 house. Will you yank my hammer? Lieutenant calls, stop, fucker. Just don't even start. I know there's no will you yank my hammer. You silly bastard. Stop. Okay. All right. About 2 minutes later. Pat my crotch. Bend over. Please report. You want 3 days off? Is that with pay? No. Okay. All the amendments coming out. Man, we love you, dude. Hey, easy with the I love you shit when you're locked up.
Easy. Slow down.
Hey, a handshake, or some dap, whatever. That'd be fair enough. We had a semen samples. She was hot, still hot. Wayne Kerr. I knew a Wayne Kerr. Wanker. Oh well, man, we're all. Oh, this is just incredible.
We're all going to hell.
We're going to hell.
We're all going to hell.
Here's another one. Here's another standard routine about rednecks.
Okay.
Like, think about it. Rednecks aren't like ready for zombies. They're excited for zombies, dude. That's a 2-month paid vacation to hunt. You know how happy that would make them? That is their best day of their life, man. I used to know a guy that lived in Tuscaloosa that worked at Walmart that owned a rocket launcher, okay? I used to know a guy that worked at a Walmart and owned a rocket launcher. Did you hear what I said?
I said.
It wasn't even a super center. It was a neighborhood market. They didn't even sell bicycles, all right? He asked me to come shoot it one time. I was like, dude, what do you shoot with a rocket launcher? He's like, I shoot trees and shit. I was like, you ever shot a deer? He's like, I couldn't find it after. I was like, all right. You just killed Bambi's whole family. That's what happened, dude. That's why I love the South, though. If some shit goes down, another country attacks, Russia, North Korea, Puerto Rico, you know. You never know, right? You never know. We have crazy hillbillies like that, and then we also have black people, you know, and they're strapped up according to their music. So, hey, white people, don't leave me out on a bridge like that. Like, you crackers. Y'all better laugh. This was like a rally if y'all aren't laughing, okay? And I will record this whole crowd right now. I will get us all canceled together, dude. But I feel like as some shit went down, we're so divided racially in America that we finally would all come together as one to protect our country, you know? Set up shop at the nearest Waffle House and win this goddamn war back. Somebody get the guy from Walmart, put him on the roof, give him an all-star special, let him go, all right? Yeah.
It's like that movie Tremors when the worm breaks into the basement. You said at the end, after they kill it with this barrage of weaponry they have in the basement, they said, "You broke into the wrong rec room today, didn't you, pal?"
A barrage. That is a beautiful word. Barrage. Yeah. Only David Scott would be on there. A couple more, then we'll get into our next topic because we got a couple for that topic as well.
Okay.
All right, this is the last one for this one. Here.
Flashbang.
Pay attention.
Oh, ass nigga. I knew you been stealing my shit. Okay, yo, broke ass nigga. That's what your bitch ass get. And the law's on the way. Shit on my son. Dirty ass nigga. I wasn't trying to shit on
I'm from next door. I'm from next door. I wasn't trying to steal no package, bro. God damn.
You called it then.
What was in that bitch? Cell phone?
Nah, bitch ass nigga. Booby trap, nigga. Ex-military, nigga. Marine Corps, nigga. Bitch ass nigga. Marine Corps. Wait for the law, nigga. Should have killed you.
Get an ambulance.
I'm gonna bring that package back.
Nah, fuck all that, nigga. Law's on their way. And I'm on the way from work, bitch.
He sniffed his ass.
Oh my word, that's funny.
That's funny. I watched that like 9 times. The first time I was like, you ever laugh so hard, David? Remember them days you say, You couldn't say nothing else.
One time I laughed so hard in the movie theater, I had to come out of my chair and take a knee. I was laughing so hard. I said, "What are you doing? I can't talk."
And of course, if you're
What happens if you say that and someone gets offended? Well, they can be offended. What's wrong with being offended? When did sticks and stones may break my bones stop being relevant? Isn't that what you teach children, for God's sake? That's what you teach toddlers. He called me an idiot. Don't worry about him. He's a dick. Now you have adults going, I was offended, and I have rights. Well, so what? Be offended. Nothing happens. You're an adult. Grow up. Deal with it. I was offended. I don't care.
You got me confused. That's what you got.
Oh, that's great.
Dean said the first time he thought the guy shot him. You know, I did too. I thought it was a well placed shot. That's what I thought. Right next to him, but yeah, the part where he sticks his finger in his pants. I reckon people from Alabama will be recycled zombies. Yo, that's funny. The next topic we get a real quick is, we talk a lot about the women in this country and how we should treat them right and feelings like that, and that's all true.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of men who cover things up. We believe just because we're men, we don't need to talk about our feelings. And men avoid feelings like the plague. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I got to tell you something, man. It's not right, because you get these mass shootings. You get men committing suicide. You get men who don't talk, and then a woman asks them a question, they smack their woman for no reason because they have violent outrages. I never beat my woman. I was married twice. I never domestic violence either one of them. First one I thought about it. Okay.
I never hit my wife. I would have gone right to homicide.
Right. Yeah. There would have been no
skipped over all that.
I'd have been in court like, domestic violence. Yeah, I'll take that.
Well, let's plea bargain down to that.
Exactly. Plea bargain.
Yeah. So, but us being men, and we can make jokes about it because we know the struggle is real, right? And I want to play a little tip for you. There's really no comedy here unless you want to laugh. You can laugh, but this guy said it right on the head, or nailed it right on the head. And it's man code. Men don't come out and just tell you, hey, don't want to talk. You need some friends. And listen to this guy. This guy's very, very.
We're asking man how he's doing, and he says, "I'm all right. I'm here to tell you, that man is not all right. That man is battling demons that you cannot even possibly imagine. That man is struggling every single day to find a reason to keep going. And the reason we say we're all right is because as a man, nobody really fucking cares what you're going through. So why even bother to say it? But you know what? I feel you, brother. Because I'm all right too."
Powerful.
And
heavy.
And I'm welcome. You can argue anything you want to say right there and tell me that man wasn't right.
Mm-hmm.
He was so right. When I was growing up, brief insight into me. When I was growing up, besides being sexually abused and physically abused, my stepdad didn't treat my mom with crap. He used to be a police officer, so I expected more out of him. And that's kind of why I grew up not liking cops. One reason, because of him. And then, then when I finally, at 14 years old, when I finally took him on and beat him, I got to him and I never got along. I moved down in Jamesport, Missouri, my uncles. Outlaws. When I mean outlaws, they'd jerk a cop out of a cop car to smack the shit out of him just because they could. Okay. If we didn't have nobody fight, we fought each other. Okay. But nobody was going to sexually assault me. I guarantee you that. Because of my name. All right. Well, then I got to learn how to be a tough guy. Not just a man. Yeah, changing tires and all that manly stuff. But a tough guy. And I don't mean just fighting. I mean how you take things inside. And my uncles, they were a lot of things, but they were also brilliant men. They were brilliant. They were absolutely smart rednecks. Some of their sayings like, what? Years later, you'd be standing there and start laughing like, that's what they meant, right?
Yeah.
Very brilliant men. But it taught us one thing they were wrong on is suppress it. Men don't show weakness. I was known as a rock. I was like a rock. You couldn't get me to cry. You couldn't get me emotional. I go to funerals and not cry because I knew it's just part of life. Okay. But I never had anyone greatly I loved to test theory at, just friends, things like that. Because my grandma died. Probably the greatest one of my life at the time was my grandma. She died when I was 9 7/8. As a kid, I cried. And then my grandpa didn't die till I was a grown ass man a couple years back. So I really didn't have anybody that I cried for. My mom's still alive. My stepdad didn't like him, so when he died, I was like, pfft. And so we were taught not to show your emotions for weakness. And then of course I go into the Marine Corps, which that's supposed to
reinforce.
That's a poster boy of some whipping somebody's ass, bar fights, all that shit. And I never, I had PTSD from when I was a kid. I suppressed it. I was able to beat that. But then when I seen what I seen in the Marines, my friend died in a friendly fire because some lieutenant wanted to be in charge over a gunnery sergeant who has been there 22 years. Here's the story. He's got his brand new gunnery sergeant, brand new. His rule was he wanted all the ammunition, or the rules. You get unload every gun. That's the rule. Before you go mess with, you always unload every gun. Well, I was with the Amphibious Assault Unit, 2nd AAV Battalion, 2nd Marine Division. You know what's that? You know what the LAVs are, right? We was up on top. I was taking off the comms, the antennas. Corporal Toledo, 5'5", maybe 5'6", wearing boots. He wasn't very big, so he had to put everything against his body because for leverage. Well, the lieutenant come out and he says, "I want those barrels off those guns now, 50 cal barrels." The gunner's like, "No, we need to unload them first. That's common sense." He said, "No, gunner, we're going to do it my way. I'm the lieutenant. I'm in charge." The gunnery sergeant had 25 years in the Marine Corps, about to retire. This lieutenant was like a private, year and a half, 2 years maybe. Okay, but he's already in charge. Well, he's had a fail safe on them. They click. You hear that click means it's something still in the chamber.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that click. Just as I turn around, Corporal turn it again. He had the barrel pointed against his chest. I turned it again. Next thing I know, I was waking up with some medic over me, give me smelling salts, wake me up. I looked over at my friend, had a bullet hole this big going in him. This big coming out his back. Killed him right there. Mm. Okay. Friendly fire. They act like, well, it happens. Maybe. Should it happen? Is my question. Right. And then start seeing all that, and then I start getting a real bad attitude in the Marines. Training all this, doing all this, fighting all this stuff. And I got out and I just started drinking. I couldn't really talk to nobody. I didn't get abusive to my wife. I loved my first wife. I should have. I didn't. We ended up getting divorced, though. It just wouldn't work between us. We got a son. It just wouldn't work. I met Shelly, great woman. You know my wife. She's a great woman. And we got together, and I was having problems at home. I mean, I could drink an 18-pack 3 hours and not be drunk. Legally, I mean, blood drunk, but not, it's the function. And she came to me one day because I was having problems with my kids. I just couldn't get along with them. Didn't like them. I thought they all little miserable bastards, and they wasn't. But that's And she looked me in the face. She goes, "You don't like to lose at nothing." I said, "No." She goes, "You're losing your family. You need to go get checked out." Well, I kind of already knew what I had, PTSD and things, but I said, "You think?" She goes, "You want to lose your family?" So no, not really. So I'll go get checked out. And I go in there, and this guy's like 6'11", but he's only like maybe this wide. Okay, Dr. DeMar. Yeah. I remember the great guy. Right, I go in there. He looked at me and said, "How long have you been fighting them demons?" Already. He already. I didn't say a word. He already knew. Right. Well, at that time, I was so paranoid that if I walked in the room, I looked. I would not go in the room with you behind me. If you went in the room, you went in first. Then I went in. Okay. So I go in there and I sit down. And he put his hand on me. It's like I did Mr. Reed right here. Put his hand on me. He said, "Do you feel like committing suicide?" I said, "No, I feel like killing other people." And boy, he jerked his hand off real quick. He switched paperwork. He got into it. He asked me questions only a person would know that's been through some of that stuff. Right?
Yeah.
And I told him. And so at first I thought, what? And that's kind of, that's not. He goes, "Well, let me tell you something right now. I see you struggling. Tell me." He said, "What do you think you're less of a man?" He said, "Son, you was in the Marine Corps. You was in a Bosnian conflict. You know how many people can go in the Marine Corps and get through boot camp? Not very many. You were already in an elite category." He said, you make people laugh. He said, you've held an MMA title in MMA. He said, your manhood is not even in question. Why? Who gives a shit? And that's how exactly I said it. I was like, yeah, kiss my ass, you know. So I went and talked to him, and he prescribed me this it's a psychiatrist, great lady. She was from Romania, right? And she sat there and she looked at me, and after about the third session, she goes, "How old were you when you was molested?"
Wow.
Yeah.
I was like, the whole world just lifted off my chest. I was able to breathe.
Wow.
She got me lying down on some medication. You know, they always telling her, "You don't need no weapons around." She goes, "I'm not going to take weapons from him. That's the worst thing you do to a guy that's paranoid. Restrict him." Said he's got no crowds of weapons. That's the least of my worries. I want to get him stable. And she did that. Sad thing is, she wasn't very stable in her own home life because she was dating a married man, and the wife of the man. You might have heard the story. The wife of the married man knocked on her door and shot her 3 times in the face. Killed her.
Lord.
Wow.
Yeah. Dr. Pascari was her name. She's from Romania. Her mother didn't speak a lick of English. Okay. And my next psychiatrist got hit by a bus. So I haven't had very many, you know.
You batting 1,000
Well,
there.
now I get a new psychiatrist. I said, "Are you married?" "Yes." Are you stable?" "Yes." "Okay." Why? Because everybody's about my psychiatrist either dead or be hit by a bus. So, whatever. So I had to make a humor about it. And I told you that real quick to tell you that, man, we believe that very thing. And it's a stigma we need to get rid of.
Yeah.
It really is. And this guy said that real good. It kind of hit me in my feelings when I first watched
Yeah.
that, you know, because I'm thinking, you know what? Nobody's questioning my manhood.
Yeah.
Nobody. I mean, you take away NBA players, when I walk in the room, I'm always the third tallest guy in the damn room.
Nobody's questioning it, but we question it.
And we question my sanity.
We question we question ourselves.
We do.
Yeah.
You know, I got to make sure I move a certain way.
Yeah.
And it's a waste of your time. It doesn't matter how you walk. I got a funny walk because I'm Native American. We walk on the balls of our feet. A lot of us do. Okay, we don't drag our heels. We walk up, so we got a different gait. We're still walking. Doesn't matter how we walk. And it's just little things we got to get over. And I kind of poured that out to a little bit. I'm not looking for any sins or anything like that. But that's some of the things that we're dealing with in this country. Men shouldn't express emotions. And David, you being the elder statesman, David, I want to hear what you got to say.
Well, I'm just going to relate that back to comedy because I realized very quickly that there were 2 kinds of comedians: one that talk about other people, and ones that talk about themselves. And the funniest ones are the ones that talk about themselves.
Yeah.
And I realized I was telling jokes, making fun of people, and as soon as I changed it to I was making fun of myself, they were funnier, and I got a much better reaction from the audience. So yeah, once I got over that in your face kind of comedy to turn it around and make it about me, then people were very much more accepting. Now I've kind of modified that. Now I tell jokes about my cousin,
right?
But it's not anybody in particular. It's not about any race or any religion or any or about rednecks or something. It's always about my cousin, So it's a generic humor, or just turn it back on myself, like this happened to me. And of course it didn't, but it's funny because it's about me. Yeah, but that was hard. That's a hard hurdle to overcome. In comedy is making fun of yourself.
We have a good question here from Denise Mack. She says, how do you get a man to open up without sounding like you're prying? Denise, if you have that answer, please text me. Because that's it. We don't know. And you're asking a couple men. What I do, my wife my wife lets me go. She asks me some question and just lets me talk about things. Because pretty soon, how to explain this? It's like when Dave and I go on stage. Okay, we have key words to help us remember our jokes. When we start talking about this, bang, that's a joke. Bang, that's another joke. And I get to talk to her. She'll back up and just let me talk. She's not one of the people. Why did you do this? No. Afterwards, she says, I'm glad you learned how to handle that better. Yeah. Bang, right there. That doesn't fit my manner like, and she fed her answer. But I don't know how. I mean, my daughter Ashley, she's her and I get in the same room sometimes, and I want to choke her. I do, but I love the girl to death. Okay, but she's quick. If she needs help, don't think she won't call her daddy.
I didn't hear that last thing you said.
I said, don't think she won't be quick to call her daddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, but men, it's hard to get us to open up.
Yep.
I got a son-in-law who he won't talk.
Yep.
I mean, I can take him out there and beat the crap out of him, but that's,
Yep. I used to say,
you know.
I used to tell people
Well-
I have a black belt in passive aggressive.
yeah.
Yep. Yep. It's true.
It says, you leave them alone. If they want you to know, they'll tell you. If not, let him leave on a bike or let him go for that drive. He'll work it out on his own. Yeah.
Or not.
But some men can't work it out. Some
No,
men
no.
go grab a gun and want to,
Yeah.
because of the color of somebody's skin, they want to go shoot them up and kill them all, like in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
Listen, I got news for you. That kid's an idiot. That is a babbling, stupid idiot. It's because somebody, you want to kill them because, I mean, you kill black people and 2 white people because they're there. What, where are we going?
Yeah. That's
You know, these manifestos and all this crap they write, this shit just pisses me off. I mean, you know, I couldn't do that. Nobody else doing it. You know, no, you got to make jokes about it. My childhood doctor was on the passenger jet that was shot down years ago. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Julie. Humility is, yeah, it is. It is. I got several stories, and you know this for a fact. Dave, you performed these numerous times. Stories about the time I got the pepper stuck in my butt, the lava, the lava, and I love hot food. But that time, kind of, you know, I was saying, careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a very, yeah, that was a situation.
a revealing story.
It was. It's funny too. Men open up their own time. Yeah, Julie, you're right, and you can tell Julie's been married because that's an answer that she knows something about. Yeah, I don't like the why. No, I know. Thanks, Dad. I love you, baby. You know that. You know, absolutely. So it brings me to the next point here of why people. This goes back to kind of the gays. Now, for the record, I got no problem with gays. If you want to be gay, be gay. Understand this: you ain't special. It's because you're gay. You're not. You're not special. You're just the same human being as we are. But if you are gay, let's say a gay man, for example, you don't want to go with a woman. You want to be with a man. So that tells me you don't want to have kids. You don't have the right to tell me what to do with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and here, this guy right here kind of says it best.
I'm not anti-gay. I'm not anti-transgender. I'm not anti any of these things. What I am anti is propagating your worldview on other people's children. If you're gay and you can't have kids, why do you now believe it's your right to go to other people's kids and tell them how to think? Don't come talk to my kid about it. That's my child. I will program my child with my worldviews. I raise them. I pay for them. They're my kid. They're not your kid. And they're not the government's kid. You've decided that having sex with women isn't worth it for you. You don't want to have children. You want to have sex with men. Fine. Your decision and you're entitled to it. That does not give you the entitlement to go to other people's families who did decide to have children and raise them and try and program their children. Leave the kids alone.
Well,
in the state of Florida, the governor signed a bill that he doesn't think that children that are in preschool, first grade, second grade, and third grade should learn about sex. I agree.
Yep.
They got enough stuff to worry about. Some of these kids are stupid these days. They don't even know how to read and write. They need to concentrate on that. Should they, if they have questions, should they be answered? Absolutely. Absolutely. Chi-chis and pee-pees, whatever they call them. I think it's funny, some of the terminology, the terms they use, right? So, question, but I don't think a school ought to have the right over a parent. I think if a parent's decision to make a kid talk about his gender, that should be the solemn right of the parent.
Exactly. That is up to the parents to decide when the time is right to sit down with their children or their child and discuss that.
Yeah.
The trouble is this world today is trying to grow our children up too fast.
Well,
let kids be kids for as long as they possibly can.
Here's the deal. The kids all have access to the internet. If they have a question, they will Google it.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So by the time they're in junior high, they could teach the sex ed class.
Right. But we all know Google ain't exactly most honest place to get information.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Right. But
Don't worry. I'll tell my child. Your child already knows. Trust me. Your child already knows.
Dane put on here. He said, no, that's not what I'm saying. Men keep emotions locked down. You aren't going to get it out of them if they don't want it out. As hubs, we keep things to ourselves. And I do agree with that right there. So it doesn't bother our wives.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah, that part's true too. If something is bothering him, let him do him for a while. Tell him you love him and you're here for them, but let them get rid of whatever is they got rid of. Yeah. Dr. Phil, I don't know how many of you watch that guy. So I watch him sometimes. Sometimes he's a freaking quack, but I watch him sometimes to get comic stuff. But he did have something actually I agreed with one time. He delved into domestic violence. Don't touch the flossy. I like what you speak. I can't understand sometimes what a term is. Anyway, Dr. Phil said he delved into domestic violence. And some of the time, the reason women get hit in a dispute is because a man tries to walk away and she's right behind him. Call it nagging, call it bitching, whatever, pulling on him. We need to finish this conversation. He said, women, it's no wonder you get hit. Don't do that. A man's wired different. Let him go calm down to what Dean just wrote. Let a man go calm down.
Yeah.
And if he's a real man, he'll come back and talk about it.
Yep.
Problem solved. And I'm not saying that women are wrong and deserve anything. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But I think the more we get to know each other and pay attention to one another, we learn a lot. It'd be better. If I had been told about this earlier, then I wouldn't have realized I was being abused. Yeah, I know it's a fucked up deal. It really is, especially when it's about family. I know it's it makes it. You might heal from the physical injuries of being abused or molested, but damn, that emotional stuff sticks with you. I'm 50 years old. This happened from the age of 6 to 11 with me. I'm now 50. It explains a lot why I'm aggressive, why I care a lot about kids. I got 11 grandkids right now. Hopefully, get more. I just love them. But I swear to you, it's everything holy. Let somebody try to molest one of my grandkids. I'm telling you. All that stuff they taught me in the Marine Corps, you're going to see it on full display.
There it is.
And I'm not playing with that. My adult kids, they're big enough to take care of themselves. I worry about my 2 daughters because even though they're adult daughters, they still, but their husbands will handle them for the most part. But I worry. I got 4 granddaughters, cute as hell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't touch them.
Don't touch them. But the fact that I'm 50 and I got to worry about that, it's just terrible. And I kind of went gloom on a topic and didn't really mean to, but I want to explain a few things about men. 5 and raped multiple times at 13. Man, Julie, sorry about that. Yeah, it's not good. It's really not good. And I really do. I'm not going to say sorry about that. Just to airtime. I don't really mean sorry about that because I went through the same stuff. So, elder statesman, Mr. David Scott, tell me what you think about that whole men, motions, stuff like that.
Well, we had an instance of domestic abuse in my family. My brother beat his wife, and she finally got the courage to leave him at 2:00 in the morning, put the kids in the car, and drove off. So when somebody says it's partially the wife's fault for nagging the husband to find out how he feels, that was not the case with my brother and his wife. She was scared to death of him. She wouldn't contest anything that he said for fear of reprisal. And when he hit her bloodied her nose, and the kids saw it, she said, "It's time to go."
Mm-hmm.
So he was a raging inferno of hate and anger. And he didn't hit her because she nagged him. he hit her because he was a sick puppy.
Yeah, I've run across some people who.
Yeah, so I don't think you say, well, if he wouldn't have hit her if she hadn't. No, you don't know that.
No,
You don't
no.
know that.
Now, as his brother, let me set this up. I know some people in the family want to mind their own business. They think we need to mind our own business. I'm that guy until, okay, I will mind it a little bit and see if it works out. But I'm also that guy, I'll go over and educate him about how I enjoy punching people. That lights me up. I enjoy it.
That's a luxury.
So you, being the brother, and you were open when you talked about it. I mean, thank you for doing that. What do you think?
Well, I don't have the luxury of having the physical attributes that you do. My brother was always bigger, stronger, faster, smarter than I was, always. And he would beat on me for his own amusement and belittle me, talk about psychological abuse. I didn't like to talk to him. And after after he went to college, it was like, oh, great, I don't have to have him around. This is wonderful. It's like a weight being lifted. So physical retaliation was never an option for me. So that's why I think I developed my sense of humor. That was my defense.
Yeah,
all of us.
And so
that was your escape.
Confrontation is not always an option. And but I agree with you 100%. You put up with it until he crosses he crossed the line. But I never took his side in any argument. If anybody had something that he disagreed with him about, I would take the other person's side because they're probably right.
Yeah, probably right. I asked this question. One of the shows you wasn't on before we get to our missing persons, because we got a missing person we got to cover. That lady, that girl, because she was a young girl. That girl was young, who was killed by her boyfriend, and then they found his body, and the FBI was looking for him, dogged about it. I don't know, guys.
Yeah,
I forget her name. Anyway, there was a situation where three grown men. I looked them up. Two of them were dwarf me and, big bear of men. Three men let him smack her around. They watched it. I'm no different. I wouldn't let that happen. Even if he was physically, he wasn't. He was a little runt, right? I'd hit him with a car or something. I'd leveled the damn field. Now she's dead. How you thinking three men feel?
Yeah. Why didn't you do something? Yep.
Yeah. I hear people. Well, he might have had a gun. Well, so what? He didn't. He wasn't brandishing it. And he only had a couple. If a guy runs upon him, he's only got a couple steps to dig that gun out, or he's going to get his ass whipped. And it wasn't my place, but I was hurt by that because, my uncle and I, we got arrested in 1988 in Cameron, Missouri, at the old Walmart, which is where Sutherland's is now. Big gentleman come out, and he was taking his wife, had her by her back of the hair, had a handful of hair, and he's beating her head to a bumper of a car. My Uncle Deadeye was one of the most feared men on the planet. This guy, he was only 5'8", but he'd knock you out one punch. Okay. He said, oh, hell no. He set his beer down. They would drunk beer. As I say, he went up there and hit that guy so hard it's like a shotgun blast went off. Dropped him. I was tending to her. I said, ma'am, you okay? You need some help? I was a teenager. She turned on us. She turned on us. It was hitting me and my uncle. And my uncle never hit her. He was blocking her and all that. I said, ma'am, I just saved your ass. You need to settle down a little bit. And the guy said, I'm going to kill you. My uncle said, no, you ain't. Get up. He said, lucky I didn't kill you. I just punched him once. Want me to hit you 2 or 3 times? The cops come up there. They arrested everybody there.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
And they took us to jail. And the prosecutor's going to press charges. The judge said, whoa, stop, wait a minute. That guy right there saved the lady, yeah? And that's his brother, well, actually nephew, but that's his brother, and he was tending service to her? Yeah. Why are they here? Why? He threw us out of the courtroom. We left so fast our shadow was looking for us. The judge wasn't going to have it. But it took a judge to have some common sense. You ought to give these two guys, you ought to buy these two a beer. And the guy, we actually had a good judge. The judge threw the book at this guy, right? And what it did is gave her enough time for her to calm down.
Yeah.
And when he got out, she was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just sucks to beat all hell. Every man is different, just like woman, in the way they deal with things. That is so true, Denise. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And like David wouldn't handle it the way I handle it. But But you know,
physical confrontation was not an option for me.
right? You know, I know David don't walk around with a chubby every time I fight. Let me go help. No, you know, my second son is 6'6" and went through a divorce. His partner was ex at 5'2", yet she abused him. Yeah, because your son was such a nice guy, he put up with her crap. Sound like to me. Poor guy. Sorry about that, Julie. All right, guys, we added a new segment here a couple of weeks ago,
Okay.
and we've been doing good with it ever since. It's called Missing. Okay, now I have to go up here and go here, and then go over here. Look here. Now I want to figure
A
this
little
out.
bit of that there.
Here, figuring this out, ain't I?
Bingo.
All right. Okay. Now go back here, and then I'll add it. Okay. This is Tammy Mahoney. Well, let me go over and take that stupid thing off the screen so the fans can see her. There. Okay. Go back here. All right. Tammy Mahoney. She's this picture was from May 8th of 1981. She was from New York. These are some of the pictures of what's going on here. Let's make it a little bit bigger for everybody to see her. David said right now, he's a math wizard. I trust his addition. He said she'd be 60 years old.
Yep.
Right now. Date of birth, August 29, 1961. Date of birth used. That just means that's all they got. They don't know if that's true, but that's what she was using. Her hair, brown and shoulder length. Eyes green. Height, 5'3". Weight, 130 pounds. Female. Race, they got her down as white. The FBI is offering a $20,000 reward for information and recovery of the body. And that's kind of somewhere how to put that, of the body. They already assume she's dead. Of the body of Tammy Mahoney and the arrest and prosecution of the responsible person for her death. Here's some details on her. Tammy Mahoney was last seen May 8th, 1981, near Route 46 in Oda, Madison County, New York. She was likely hitchhiking to visit friends, which was part of the common practice back then. Tammy was picked up and brought to a party at a residence on Terry Road East off 46 and Ona. According to the same individuals, Tammy departed the residence on foot. Her family and friends haven't seen or heard from her since. She reported missing on May 9th, 1981. Tammy was 19 years old at the time. There's numbers on it. You can call the FBI anywhere in New York. People suck.
Mm-hmm.
People mean to each other all the time. People suck.
That's too bad.
There you go, guys. That's your missing persons. If you got any information for the family, I'm sure they're looking for some information. Please help them out. A mushroom hunting somewhere. That seems to be always the way it is. A lot of bodies are found during mushroom hunting.
Yeah, like that little boy that was found in that cooler out there down south here just a couple of weeks ago or
Fill us
so.
in.
Yeah. Fellow was out mushroom hunting. Found it in cooler.
Well, guys, and those of you here still here, we'll get ready to get up here. So, again, I want to thank our honorary host is the title I gave him now, Mr. David Scott. He's been with us now, like I said, 4 or 5 different times on here. Back when Justin was on here way back then. Good dude, my friend. It's always an honor for me to perform on stage with him. He's been here today with us and covered a wide range of topics. Got some comedy in from his book. Get his book. Pick it up, guys. Get online, look it up right there.
There it is.
I guess it's good. It's good reading in the bathroom. We've already covered that.
We covered that. Okay.
Closed for repairs with plumbing problems is the punchline of a joke. I'm not going to tell you the joke. You have to buy the book to find the joke. But it's available on Amazon or from my website.
Yeah, and I'm going to post Andrew Clark, his Cash App.
Yeah.
If you guys can see your way clear of a couple bucks, send it to him. Make a donation. Man, what he's doing is awesome. He's bringing awareness to PTSD, and we need that. We need more. Yeah. The real pandemic in this country is 22 a day. That's the real pandemic. So with that being said, you got any final thoughts, Mr. Scott?
Yes.
right.
If you ask for a change at a dollar store, do they just give you a different dollar? I have questions.
Yeah.
Taking It to the Streets by the Doobie Brothers is my favorite song about trash day. All jokes from my book.
Jokes from his book, guys. I've got a request here to post one more time. What is it before we get out of here? What is it? You're going to be surprised what it is. All right, Commander,
Okay.
you want to say a few things before we leave?
Well, when you see a veteran and he's all smiles on the outside, a lot of times it's not all smiles on the inside. Looks are deceiving. Looks are very deceiving. Strum up a conversation with him. You never know what's going on in there. A good hello, a good how are you doing? Just give them a few minutes. Sometimes they'll open up and just talk to you.
Right.
Sometimes they won't, but the 22 needs to go to 0. So never take the outward appearance for granted. Something can always be going on much deeper. Okay. Smiles hide a lot.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Guys, that's going to be, we're going to close out tonight. It's going to say the same thing I always say. You are not worthless.
No.
Unless you're a child molester. You're not worthless. You have value. Okay. Don't think that you're worthless, and don't think that anything you do is wrong, because that's just simply not the way it is. Life's been pretty hard on a lot of us here lately, me as well. But there's always someone to talk to. There's always a friend somewhere you can talk to. Guarantee you. You call me, if I can't make you laugh, which is impossible, but if I can't make you laugh, I'll find somebody who will. Hell, I'll call David Scott, Richard Montano. I got a lot of comedian buddies. Typhoon Panda. We'll see, for Christ's sake. He's a veteran. We'll get you in where you need to be. So that being said, may the great spirit bless you, keep you in his face shine upon you. I'm Richie King on behalf of everyone here at the NFL, idiot, WO Entertainment Network.
You big enough?
I could have played once too. Alan Reed and David Scott. We all say thank you. Going Dahoy. We're out. You guys have a great time. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Be nice to each other.
Be great. Be safe. We love you.